Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Your heart is like a magical kitchen. Your heart can create any amount of love, not just for yourself, but for the whole world. Open your heart. Open your magical kitchen and refuse to walk around the world begging for love. In your heart is all the love you need. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 3, NASDAQ up 21, S&P's flat, gold contract up $2.70, trading at $1,282 an ounce. Silver down 8 cents at $19.87 an ounce. Platinum $1,407 an ounce. Oil flat. No, oil's up $1.20 at $106.12. Bonds flat at $134.06. King dollar up 215 ticks at 83.13. Euro down 27 at 130.70, and the yen up 38, trading out at 99.34. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? This is what we have, folks. S&P up $3 right now. You're over the high of yesterday. The high, we're at the 1679. Your high out there, 1687. Yes, it can get tagged, no doubt, because you got over that high. That's on the daily. We put this on the weekly. What you have, no doubt, it's a straight week all the way up. So this baby's going to get tagged out there. I suspect it's going to get tagged on Monday, which is that high. We go to the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow Industrials. What you have in the Dow Industrials, same setup. Flat market in the Dow out here today. You're at 15,564. Now, what the Dow did, it's kind of interesting what the Dow did, actually. It's weaker. The high out there in the Dow is about $100 higher. I suspect that's going to get tested also. The NASDAQ composite, the composite closed over its highs, and a lot over its highs, too, not a small amount. The composite right now was up $21. It's at 3,600. Takes that swing point out at the 35, 32. Bottom line, yeah, that can go higher. Is it on lighter volume? Yeah, big time too. Not in a small amount. If we go take a look at that volume characteristic, what you have right now as the NASDAQ took that baby out, this is what we did. Today you did 1.5 billion versus 2 billion up at that high. If we take a look at the NDX 100, well, here, let's go to the SPY first. We take a look at the SPY. What we have in the SPY is this. She did 93 million shares. Flat market was only down up 7 cents. That's on the daily. On the weekly, it's weak. So what we have here is we have divergence, that's for sure. NASDAQ composite is over. SPY, not even close. Well, it's close, but the high on the SPY, folks, is 169.07. We're at 167.51. What we did this week is that we did 577 million. That got us over the 1 billion, which was the downdraft, and we are into the 788 million. So in the context, you're still 200 million shot going into that high. We look at the 3 Qs, the NDX 100. What we have with the NDX 100 is this. We are at $75.30. That $75.30 is over the high. We did that with 31 million shares versus 59 on the daily. We did that on the weekly in the context, and this is what we did on the weekly. On the weekly, she came into that swing point, and we did 151 million versus 185. So bottom line, you do have a higher high. It is on lighter volume. We'll see where the rest of this shakes out. We look at the IWM, the small caps. Small caps out here today. There she is. Small caps did 28 million shares. She's been over the high actually, she went over the high last week. We take a look at this baby, and so what you have with the small caps is that we did 165 million versus 195 over the high. Bottom line, it's over those highs. Gold contract. We take a look at gold. This is what the gold contract did is this. Gold, folks, is a sweet little deal right now. We get an ABC structure on the way up. This is what we do. Gold this week goes from a price point of $12.09. We're at $12.84. you have the A to B that's established. The way this is set up right now, folks, this is going to run into the 1393 level. Nice setup, sweet setup. Bond market. We go take a look at bonds out here. What we did with bonds is this. We did 254,000 contracts today. We're at 134.07. What happens with that 134.07 is this, folks, is that it's right at a range that I suspect will try to break into next week. It's not in a larger range yet. It had the downdraft last Thursday, got under that last spike, came back inside it. What the bonds do need is a wide price spread, accelerated volume on the upside. What you do have in that bond market is that we came back into the 2011 breakout area, and we've done that with dramatically lighter volume. If we take a look at the TLT, what you have is this. So the TLT had broke topside, 2011, 489 million shares. We came back down last month and tested that with 249 million. This month we've rejected that low, and we're going to end up doing about 130 million versus the 249 of last month versus the actual benchmark, which is 489. So if the TLT does stay inside this 106.17 for the end of the month, that's going to be a sweet test. There's no two ways about that. Dollar index. We take a look at the dollar. What we had with the dollar is this. You talk about some volatility, baby. Dollar's got some volatility inside it. So, dollar index takes off, goes from a price point on June 13th. It's down at 80.61, gets all the way up to the 84 level. Backs down 2 days. Now we're building some cause. That's on the daily. You take a look at the weekly. Bottom line is that what you have on the weekly is this. Actually, we'll put this up. The dollar is building cause, folks, and it's building cause to get into 89. That's how this thing is set up right now. What we have is this. The retracements on the dollar, each and every one of these retracements are so light, it's pretty amazing, actually. So the last run-up started in February. We started that run at 78 bucks. It runs first time up to 82, pulls back to 81. Second time runs to 84, pulls back to 80. Last time here runs to 85 and then pulls back to 82, 82, and then rejects that level. What you're doing is that you're pushing into the swing points from the 2012 level, and where this wants to go up and test is the 88.80 area. Up at that 88.80 area, we'll see how this baby reacts. Now, folks, let's go over to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman at the Chapman Wave. And, folks, don't forget, Basil has a program on TFNN each and every day. You can call in, you can talk to him. 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. He also has an outstanding newsletter, The Opening Call. You can come over to our website and test drive that. First, you go to TFNN. You go to newsletters, and you go to trading newsletters. You can test drive that right here, right now. Basil Chapman, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Doing great. You having a good day? I heard it's a beautiful day in Boston today.
Absolutely a beautiful day today, yes.
Sweet. So what are we going to look at? I'm looking at a Dow chart, I believe, right?
Yeah, this is a Dow chart. This is what I send to my subscribers on my opening call every single day, and it's always updated. And this is the one from this morning, and for the 12th. And what I'd say is the power of this declining cone formation is really well demonstrated by the fact that the Dow was piercing the resistance line and was going into a line. You can see, I don't know if it shows up well. There's a little gray line.
It does.
And that gray line is what I call the left side, right side price time match, which says by about the 15th we should be getting very close to the previous high of 15,521. So I discuss those, and I also discuss other techniques. This is just like a preview of the newsletter every day. I go through and I just highlight certain points. On this particular chart, I also mentioned that I'm looking at a technique that I've developed, which is called the Chapman Wave Trend Gauge.
Okay.
And that says that regardless of what the futures are doing overnight, that's last night or this morning, there should be some pullback this morning before a Dow should go minus before a decent rally can unfold. That's exactly what happened. And I gave the support levels and I give the resistance. I also discussed this particular pattern because I love for my subscribers to be learning the Chapman Wave technique. So I explained that this particular pattern that I call the falling X, those declining lines, is on chapter 24, slide 391. And then I also give a brief précis here that says that the key Qs and the IWM are still in leg B.
And leg B. Yeah, you stay right there. Basil's going to be coming right back with us, folks. This is Tom O'Brien, Basil Chapman. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. And don't forget, you can test drive Basil's newsletter by coming over to our website at TFNN, going to newsletters, trading newsletters. You see the opening call right there. We had the Dow up 3, Nasdaq up 21, S&P's up 5. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.